Welcome back, guys. Today I'll be teaching you how to make 500k every day on EAFC. So if you're new around here and you need a team like mine, you are in the right place. All you've got to do is subscribe and send me proof over on Instagram, and you'll also be entered into a giveaway for 9 sets of FIFA points. So make sure to get that done as well. And of course, guys, if you want some coins in a bit of a quicker way, well, so if you guys are sick of losing at FIFA because your team isn't good enough or you're not good enough at the game, then right now you need to head over to skycoach.gg. Not only can they coach you in your weekend league or play your games for you, you can buy any amount of coins you want, and all of the services get 10% off right now with the code PRORECALL. Go check them out below. Make sure to click the link in the description and let's get into it. First of all, guys, we're going to be heading over to the icon section because you've now got Perlo as well as the other ones we've had. So you've got Born Legend here and of course got Rising Star. Both of these SBCs, you complete them essentially for free, very easily doable with the upgrades we've got available. You can get these done for free and you get a tradable reward. That means you get free coins out of them. With the Common Players Pack, you're going to be looking at around the K profit. If you manage to land a player who's usable in evolutions, it's going to be a little bit better. Same story with small silver pack. If you get someone who's usable in an evolution and it's rare, you're absolutely laughing. If not, you're probably looking at 3 or 4k from that pack, just because silvers are quite well priced this year. Now, of course, you guys have heard before the managers options that you have in order to build coins on the lower end of things. If you go over to managers, there's a ton of nations that you can look through and find some really easy snipes. Of course, if you go over to nation, as you guys know, France, Brazil, Netherlands, England, and sometimes Germany, Portugal are always going to be easy to make coins off. Now, with the mini release that we've had on Centurions, we've actually ended up with a couple new players that we can use in filters. First of all, if you head over to Brighton Albion and we go for specials, we've got new special cards. So it's not just the likes of course, the Trailblazers, the Informs. We've now got Dunk Centurions. And of course, that card is going for about 30,000 coins right now. If we have a look on Footbin, what it actually goes for, I know there's a couple bids a little higher. He's 31k. So realistically, this is going to be an easy set of sniping. If you pop this to around 40k, you should see a lot of Centurions come up. You've got Matoma there as well. Now, because of a mini release that they've done for Centurions, we've actually got quite a few filters now, which we can use for the new cards. First of all, if you go over to around the 40k mark, you're going to find the likes of Matoma, you're going to find Dunk, and I believe you've also got Lamberty, but I think he's a little bit more expensive. Now, right now, of course, Matoma is the lower end of this, but because you've currently got one of them in packs, and of course, Dunk isn't a desirable Centurion, a lot of people are going to be mislisting him. So he goes for around the 40k mark. You realistically will see some of them for as low as 20k. People are going to make the mistake purely because when you get him and you get a Centurions, you know, after however many packs it might take people, they're not going to be happy to see him. So they are going to sell it quickly, and that's where people are going to make mistakes or when they're frustrated. So we can use that to our advantage to make a ton of coins. Now, of course, the EA tax on this, 10% is going to be 2.3. So we half that, and then we're at 5%, which is 1,150. So realistically, here we're making 100 coins. Here we're making like 250. So I would say just go down to 21. You're making a little bit less than 1,000 coins per card, not too much less where it's sort of not usable or not worth it, but you're literally just under that K mark. So it's a really decent filter. Of course, you've got Matoma who's going to come up. We do have other specials that are available, and then of course you've got the Centurion Dunk who really kind of ties that in and makes things a little bit easier. And of course, it is easy to look at the Centurions and see that technically you could do a filter of centre backs in English and Centurions, but the reality is Tomori is a little bit more expensive, so I don't quite see him coming up. However, there is definitely a filter we can do to get Tomori in, and that's where we head over to the Serie A. We go for centre back, and we are going to go for AC Milan. Of course, when you pop on special, you're going to find the like of Kalulu and Tomori. So Tomori, obviously a little bit more expensive, being as he's a newer card, but we do have the Kalulu card, which is going for a decent bit, and of course, you've got the potential of getting both under the filter. So we look at this at 160k. EA tax on that is going to be about roughly 10k, a little bit under. So if we go to 146, for example, or 145, we're making around 5 or 6k profit per card. So this is a nice little filter that they've added in. It gives you an opportunity to make a little bit more off of these cards. And of course, you've got Kalulu, and realistically it's been hard to get him in a filter up until now, so I think this is definitely a step in the right direction with the filters that we've got. Of course, the other options that you can do kind of with this is if you go down the centre back route, of course you can go centre back special Serie A. And if we go for maybe a minimum of, I think, 70 or 80k, you'll be looking at a few good players. We've got Kalulu there, we've got Cordoba, we've got Tomori, we've also got the like of, let me have a look there, we've got Lucio. So you've got a nice selection there. Obviously, it's a little bit easier to narrow it down with the other one, and that one's probably going to have Kaluda coming up a bit more and easier. But that's not us done with the Centurions. We have a lot of options that got added by the mini release. First of all, we can do French, so you've got Gayoro and we've got Lacazette, both of these going for above 100k. I think Lacazette is just above the 100k mark, as you can see. Managed to get a 4-star. He's got as well Playstyles Plus of first touch, so I can imagine he's a pretty good card. It's definitely going to be one that's going to be difficult to come up against in FUT Champs, and I can imagine we all will quite a bit. So 116 seems to be the mark for this one. There's nothing below, not much really at all on the market. You're realistically going to want to grab this guy for 100k if you're grabbing him right now, because the reality is we don't know what his price is going to settle at. You do not want to get caught when his price is going down, so you're going to have that extra berth of profit. Now, by the time some of you guys are watching this, if it's not Sunday anymore, if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I would say you can get a little bit closer, maybe try and make 5k per card rather than what I'm making here, which is obviously a little bit more. But it is just that I'm probably in a position where I've got to be a bit more careful because he's just come out. Now, another option we have as well is if you pop the minimum to 100k and you go over for midfielders, we've got the likes of Pedri and of course Gayoro again. So both of these actually a little bit closer in terms of value. Now, you want to get rid of the likes of Simon, so we're just going to go for centre mid rather than midfielder, and that leaves you with Gayoro and of course Pedri. So we are looking pretty much dead on the 200k mark for both of them, which puts us in a little bit of a better position there, makes things a little bit easier. We're going to pop this to 50k. I believe that should have him out. Yeah, so that's got everyone else out. We've just got Gayoro and Pedri. Let's have a look. 240 for the first Pedri. So 233 there. That's probably a snipe for someone, but only if you're going to use the card. 240 EA tax is going to be 10% half. So it's 12k roughly. So at 220k, we are making 8k per card. So you've got a good profit there. It's just about, a lot of these are higher end budgets and higher end methods. You're going to have to spend that little bit of extra time in order to get the profits here. But it's okay because you will get the profit and it definitely will be worth it. So it's definitely worth running through these filters, spending sort of 15 to 20 minutes on every single one. You are going to have to spend more time on them because they are higher budget filters. You've got more to get, so there's going to be more to spend time, you know, just to get that first night. But these are going to be absolutely brilliant filters for quite some time. And another one you can do, which does also include the likes of course, Tomori again, is we look over to the Syria. Now, they've obviously had an addition of, if we can see him, I don't think he's going to come up from that first page. If we go to, what, 100, maybe 200k, he should be coming up. So we've got Felipe Anderson. You can see there's not many on the market right now. It's going for around 100,000 coins. So realistically, it's similar story. You want to be careful when there isn't much on the market because we don't know what his price is going to land at. The card, if I'm honest, looks pretty good. 5-star skills would have made that one bit better, but I do think it's a good card. So it's going to go for a lot. You've got to take your time with it to make your coins. Now, if you're new around here and you thought, oh, brilliant, they were good filters, but I kind of want to see some more, don't worry, you're in the right place. Subscribe to the channel, come back tomorrow and you will see a ton more. We've got some low budget filters for those of you with a lower budget there, and that's going to come out tomorrow around 4:30 to 5, and then in the evening we'll have a standard video with standard filters. And I am going to be diversifying the content, getting more out for you guys. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you tomorrow.